welcome back to Heirloom Permaculture.
Today's video is going to look a little different. We'd like to cover a lot of different stuff, so this one may be kind of out there for some people. If you're looking for the gardening and all that, it's not going to be that, but it's going to be kind of the same approach to everything we try to teach people. About closing loops, not having waste, being independent, self-reliant, self-sufficient. There's a lot of different aspects to that, and there's a lot of different ways to look at it. So this is just expanding on that, and it's another thing that we try to accomplish and our planning, and it's kind of an insurance policy. So we all know that your garden, it has a season, right? It may be a long season, it may be a short season. It has different seasons. And how much you can support your family, yourself, your neighborhood, whatever, it has a certain amount of limitation to it, and it is affected by other factors that you have no control over. So it might be a late freeze or an early frost. It might be pests. It could be a drought, whatever. So there's a lot of things you can do to try to improve your food security. It may be that you want to know at all times you have what you need to meet your needs. So let's say something happens, you have an ice storm, you can't get to town for a day or two. Maybe power's out. There's all kinds of things. And this doesn't have to be a big catastrophic event. We're not talking about the big end of the world types of things. We're just talking about the unknown, and it's just a little bit of security for you, right? So it could boil down to you don't want to run to town and get something. You want to make sure you've got it. It's just expanding the reach of your food security and kind of putting things in a standby mode so that it's there when you need it. All right, so if you haven't figured out, what we're talking about is long-term food storage. Either what you've canned or dry goods or anything else. You can put a lot of your harvest in the freezer or store it in the fridge for a little while, but that has a short life to it, and it's only going to last so long. If you can extend your season around the calendar as far as possible, that helps. Always be harvesting fresh stuff, but as we know, there's no guarantees with that. There's a lot of risk as far as if you're trying to meet a certain amount of your food needs. So we have the luxury of going to the grocery store and getting what we need, but if for some reason you're unable to do that or don't desire to do that, and you need something or you want something right away, having it on hand is pretty nice. So what we're going to show you now is we've been kind of back and forth on showing this because there's stigma that goes with it, and people try to apply labels or whatever. So it's not the reason why we're doing it is kind of why I've explained it and how I've explained it. It's just about having what you need when you need it. Let's say you've lost your job and you're out of work for a while. This is basically money in the bank. So you can go so long without having to go to the grocery store. So we're going to go ahead and show you kind of what we have here. Alright, so this is our pantry. It wasn't here when we bought the house, but we knew we needed somewhere to store all of our canned goods and everything else, and we wanted somewhere that was kind of not so much just out of sight, but just you could close the door, and we liked the idea of a walk-in pantry. So we built this shortly after we got the house, and it's really been nice to have. So what we have is basically 1 year of dry goods for our family of 5. We use one of the online calculators. There's several out there to look at, and they give a little varying number of what you should have or how much of each. So just kind of went right down the middle of that, and just made sure we had plenty. So like I said, something like this, we don't have this because of thinking about economic collapse or something along those lines. It's just really it's good to have for any reason. If we don't have an income for several months, we've got this, and it's here and it's available. It's it's not costing us anything. So if we didn't have to go to the grocery store for a week, 2 weeks, 2 months, up to a year, we're good to go. So this this is just dry goods, so it has a 25 to 30 year shelf life. So make the investment once and you're good to go for a long time. So it's not something we have to replenish each year. Some of it we bought already canned. The majority of it we did ourselves, and we're going to show you kind of that process, just how you can can up your own. So there's a little more investment with that for the equipment, but it's in the long run, if you're going to do a volume like this, it's a lot cheaper than paying for the ones that are already done. So it's just the basic staples for the most part, and we just figured it's something that just goes right along with a lot of the other stuff we're doing, that we wanted to share with people and show, so that you could work on your own food security and have everything that you need in place. So this is a process. It's not something you necessarily do overnight, but the sooner you start on it, the sooner you can get to where you want to be. So like I said, it's mostly dry storage. We do have a lot of our normal pantry items that you would find in your kitchen cabinets. So any overflow of canned goods, so we make sure to use the oldest first, and we cycle through that. Any of the extras that we keep large amounts, like you can see the vinegars and stuff like that, it's in here also. So that there's some people look at this in different ways. So if you're going to do it for the reasons that suit you, and the reason why we've done it, like I've said, is just to have the food security for the unknown. We're in Oklahoma. We have a lot of ice storms. We have tornadoes where we've had instances where it's not impossible to get to the store, but it's inconvenient to go when everybody else is going, because everybody's panicking about what the storm that's coming. And like Justin Rhodes says, everybody gets a craving for French toast, and there's no milk, no eggs, no bread. Well, between this and the grain mill you've seen, we can make bread at any time. We've got the dry milk, and we've got chickens. So the things that everybody thinks they need to go get right away, we're covered. So we don't even have to go to the store when everybody else is jumping in the car and running. So we're going to go ahead and show you the process to close up a can. Well, the one we're going to do is we're just going to do a can of dry beans. Just kind of show you what you can do and the equipment it takes to do it. So, alright, so if you're going to make the investment to store your own dry goods for long-term storage, where you can get, depending on what it is, anywhere from 20 to 30 years of storage, there is an investment to it. The main piece is this right here. So this is our can sealer. It's a manual model, and it'll seal the number 10 cans. You can also buy adapter, different set to seal up smaller cans, but all of our dry goods are in a number 10 can. You fit 6 to a case, and depending on what you're doing, that gives you anywhere from say 35 pounds of wheat up to about the same in beans, a little bit over, and then if you're doing sugar, salt, or anything like that, it's quite heavy. About 50 pounds goes in a single case. So figure we just take our opportunity to show you this little process. What we're going to close up today is just a little bit of pinto beans. We're not going to put an oxygen absorber in this can because we're probably going to open this one right back up and use it. This is just some small 1 pound bags that we had on hand to close up in this, just to show you kind of how this piece of equipment works. So this is built in Wisconsin, so it's American made. It's not a cheap piece of equipment. I don't remember exactly what this costs, but it's several $100s, but it's well worth it. If you're going to be storing up that kind of quantity to do a year's worth, You could easily buy this, store everything up, and then sell it. Again, somebody else would be happy to buy it secondhand. You're not going to wear it out. We use also to, if other people want to store up some stuff, we have it here, and we'll help them out with that. So normally what we'll do is fill the can all the way up, and assume you can see that. And normally we'll put an oxygen absorber in here. I believe it's 300 cc. It's good for more than a number 10 can, but that's what we'll do. Is we'll do a whole bunch of them at once. So when you open up those oxygen absorbers, toss them all on, put the lids on, and then we'll run them through the machine. Like I said, it's manual crank. There are some people that motorize this. Kind of iffy on that. No harder than it is. They do offer an electric model. It makes it pretty handy. And when you're going to do a large quantity, say you've got several families together to do that, that's pretty nice to have. It can be a little finicky at times getting everything set up correctly, but this, I don't remember how many cranks this take. We'll find out here in just a second, but it's been a while since we closed anything up, but this works great, and it's about 1/3 of the price of the electric model. So can goes on. It's pretty self-centering. Raise it up in place, and then what happens is you turn it. These dies on either arm here, they'll come in one and then the other, and they have a little different profile. One starts folding the lid down, and then the other one actually crimps it and seals it up good. So see the first one come in. It backs out, and this one comes in. Finish the sealing it off, and that's it. When that one backs away, you're done. Pop it down. That's sealed up tight. So if that had an oxygen absorber in there so as soon as you open the oxygen absorbers, they start working, and you need to get them closed up as quickly as possible. So we'll have all the cans filled. There's 10 absorbers in a pack. We'll get 10 cans ready, get them filled up, get the lids ready. We'll put the absorbers in, throw the lid on, and run them through real quick to seal them up. So that way your oxygen absorber only has to work on the air in here, and you're not wasting it on the atmosphere. So do 10 at a time, goes pretty quick. And now that's good for 25 to 30 years when it's sealed up properly. So again, we just wanted to show you, this is another aspect of your own food security. Make of it what you want as far as what you think people doing this, but I feel like it's a component that if you don't want to be dependent upon anybody else whenever something happens, we grow gardens for varying reasons. You want good food, you want to know where your food comes from, that you want to have food there when you need it, right? So like I said, there's seasons to that. This kind of extends your season too. Kind of hope you never need it, but we get into it, we'll use it. We use the wheat. We've canned up pasta and had it. It's pretty nice. Be out of pasta, you want to make some macaroni and tomatoes or something, you got a can you can use if you want to. You don't have to run to the store. So while there's a little bit of investment in this, closing them up, you don't enjoy opening the cans because you know that you can't reuse that can, but if you have to, it's nice to have, and it's a little bit of an insurance policy. So I don't know what else to show you on this part of it, but I think we'll probably throw up a little something showing the recommended amounts per person. So and we'll include that in the video too, and you can do a little research on that if you want. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments. We'll try to help however we can, and we'll just add this one into our outreach of education and the things we want to share with people.